Good evening, everyone. I hope we all have had a wonderful start to our week. We're going to be reviewing today's market action. Not a lot that happened. As you can see, we just consolidated all day long in the upper distribution. We never even got into the lower distribution. Uh, we opened inside the single prints from Friday. So remember that we had single prints from Friday from A's low to D's high from Friday. Right here, we had single prints. We opened inside them and then filled them. So anybody that was uh, caught in this area was able to get out, and we rotated up into the upper distribution. So today we also got above that highest accepted price. We pretty much surprisingly kind of kind of a nuance in my opinion. We consolidated and had a wide POC right around where that highest accepted price was from Friday. So a lot of business being done in that area. Um, but today was an inside day. Not a lot that happened, not a lot of action that happened. I tried to make my money on inside days and then get out. So I traded what periods did I trade? I traded, let's see. I traded D through F period, I do believe. Yeah, D through F period. So just about an hour and a half of time that I put into the day. Walked away with about 200 bucks, 250 bucks. Not a lot. Not a lot on the day. Not a lot of points on the day. Because there was just, as you can see, it's just pure chop, just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And we got a wide POC, wide point of control. Pretty good rotational day. So anybody that likes to play the edges on rotational days, they probably did well. For me, just I like to play trend days or breaks of our balance. You know what I mean? And we still are in a daily balance from this low down here, 35.02, to this high up here at 38.11. That's our daily balance. So pretty large balance we're playing in. Actually, I might just call it. I think I'm still. I don't know. I don't like that. That's a really large balance, and I think if we take out that day's high, Friday's high, I think the daily will go up, and we'll have a good opportunity to go trend up. So I'm gonna call it just a. We're just gonna call it a 3-day balance. All right, 35.02 to 37.25.25. 3-day balance. Today with an inside day. So if we come out of this inside day to the upside, you should see some pretty good energy to go fill this daily gap, get that 10 wide POC above, get the afternoon rally high, and then that high day of higher day, excuse me, at 38.1150. Um, that's kind of what I'm expecting. Now, if for some reason we open up tomorrow and we roll over and get into this lower distribution, um, we could just chop around inside this lower distribution as well. Not expecting us to come out of this inside day pretty heavy to the downside, but you never know. Looks like the daily wants to wait for some more MGI, market generated information, to come into the market and see what I think we do have earnings coming out, some earnings coming out this week, so that could have a play on what the market does. So we're just going to sit back and play what's in front of us and not try to think too far ahead, but I do expect whichever way we come out of this inside day, it's going to come out with some pretty good energy. If earnings are bad for some companies, then you can see maybe trading towards the lower end of this range or our balance. And then if earnings are good and people like what they see, and then shorts begin to get squeezed out, they'll cover, and the daily will go to up coming out of this balance. I think the more probable thing is because we are at the high here, the more probable thing is to go, and we never got into the slower distribution, so the more probable is to go and take out this high and take the daily from balance to up. I think that's the more probable. Today we battled the 20 SMA. I can go ahead and put that on here real quick. And then we stayed above VWAP all day long too. Not a whole lot, so I'll go ahead and put that in. And let's go ahead and look at our simple moving average real quick. We'll add that. Um, 20. It's a line. And we'll make it yellow. So you can kind of see we battled that 20-day moving average all day today. We couldn't find any acceptance above it. So that 20 acted as some resistance today. B period we got there, and J period we got there. I period failed, F period failed, but we never got above and never held. So maybe that's all year long we've kind of rejected the 20 on the way down. Um, so that's kind of what was happening today. We just kind of were battling between the lower distribution from Friday and this 20 SMA up here at the top end of the range. Um, we never took out the IB high. We never took out the IB low. We just stayed inside the initial balance all day long. Hence why we have a 12 wide POC at eyes low at 91.25, 36.91.25, 12 wide POC. Not a lot to review. Took a couple of trades. Took a few longs, a few shorts on the day. I started off kind of in a rough spot. Put myself down on the day a little bit. Put myself down by like 7 points or so. Not, I was losing a little bit of money there, but not a lot. What put me in the hole was kind of I went a two lot in D period. Um, I don't know why I went a two lot. Don't ask me why. Just um, took a two lot long just to test the waters, and then I got stopped out. Um, Longed again in D around 72. Um, where was it? Right around in this area, 72. Just to see, maybe we're at the lower end of C's range. And I was kind of thinking, all right, I'll place my stop below C, and if we take out C's low, I'll get out. Well, we took out C's low, and I got stopped out. Then I took a short in E period against D's high, thinking because we've taken out C's low, we started a one-time frame down at the time. It was a good risk reward short against D's high, right? We're one-time framing down, we took out E's or C's low, D did. So we're up here, we opened up near D, and initially I could have gotten out for a good trade. I took a short at, what was it, 86? So yeah, right at the open, 86. I got short, and I could have taken profit because we pulled in 3 points. Um, but instead, I wanted to see us kind of rotate back down to the lower end, and then I would have taken my profits, but that never happened as we couldn't break below and hold below VWAP. And then finally, we took out D's high, and I got stopped out. So that's why you have your stops in place. Um, I Oh, and also at the time, Pac was down here. Pac was at B's low at the time. So I was also trying to take that short to get down to Pac where it was at the time at B. So this yellow line here was down here at the time. Um, so I was trying to get a rotation back to that area. All day long, Pac got raised. Point of control got raised all day long. And then finally, after being stopped out, um, I decided to get long. Uh, yeah, I got long and E like immediately after getting stopped out. I took the long. I was like, well, if we're gonna take out D's high, maybe we'll go and get C's high. And so we did. So I got long, 88.75, and then we pushed higher, and I exited 93.75. That's where I made a good portion of my money. That was a two lot. Got up to 93.25, or yeah, 25, and then I got out. Then I took a long in F period on the pullback towards VWAP, and against E's low. So we had pulled back, and I didn't take it initially down here at the low. I didn't take it here. I wanted to wait for a rotation back up above a point on my chart that I was looking at, which would be on this chart here, be on the 144 simple moving average. Uh, as you can tell, just a whole lot of chop was going on at the time. Or was F period? I was waiting on us to get back above this little white line here in F period. So we got above it, and I finally took the long. Um, and what was it? I bought at not 85, and I bought at Yeah, I bought at 85 on the dip down. Pretty pretty good size 5 lot. And then on the push back up, I exited around 90.50. So it was a good trade. Um, not a lot of money on the day, but $200 a day keeps the doctor away, right? Um, but as far as destinations go, we'll go ahead and put those in. Like I said, not a lot to review today, just kind of a relaxing day. I stopped trading after F period because I just kind of figured we were going to be chop all day long. Had we taken out the IB high, I would have, looked for a few long opportunities because I figured maybe we would have gotten some single prints above, and then could have bought against the single prints as we came back in, but that never happened. So we got our high day here. You could use G as an afternoon pullback low if you'd like. I'm not going to. I'm a market on the chart, but we could use G as an afternoon pullback low. I'll label it that. So that means we could potentially buy against that area if we had pulled back to it tomorrow. Maybe we'll find some support, some buyers in that area where supply ran out. Um, so we'll go ahead and mark that. So, oh, and H was poor against it. So I mean, you literally had supply shut off there. There was nobody else wanting to sell any lower. So supply shut off at 81.50. Bids came in and we bounced. So that's a pretty good mark right there, afternoon pullback low. And then we got our lower day right here at 61.50. Like I said, probability favors uh, the upside more than it does the downside at the moment. Doesn't mean we can't come and revisit down at the lows. I mean, just because I say that doesn't mean we can't come down and revisit the lower distribution from Friday. Doesn't mean we can't come down and test the balance low. We are in a balance, so anybody that likes to play balance zones, they got a pretty good. Anybody that's a swing trader that likes to play balance zones, they're short and near here because it's a good risk reward, right? They're risking 20 plus points to the upside to gain uh, how many points? Sheesh. Say you're short here at puck, you come all the way down. I mean, you got a 188 point gain there. So you risk 20 to gain 188. So anybody that's a swing trader, maybe this is a good short opportunity for them to rotate back down to the lower end of our balance. Um, but destinations, downside, we've got our afternoon pullback low at 36.8150, our lower day at 36.6150. From there, we have the low of day and where single prints start from Friday, 35.9125. Single print fill at 35.6825, and then below that you don't have anything until 35.02. For the upside, we've got 36.9125, our 12 wide POC. The high of day, 37.0250, which also happens to be where our 20-day moving average is. So if we get above that, you can expect us to kind of move on higher to test the higher day from Friday as well. 37.25, 25, and then that gap fill at 37.50, 75. Like I said, if we get above that 20, we get some momentum out of this inside day up. Maybe we get an inside day up. Finally, we burst out of this range. We fill this gap and we go to this 10 wide POC. That is a magnet. You can guarantee you're behind that I'm going to go long if we find acceptance above this 20 to go get that 10 wide POC. That's a good risk reward in my opinion. Let's look at the chart. Let's look at the daily chart for a minute. Let's go ahead and look at the daily. So here's our daily chart. Bear with me real quick. So here's our daily chart. This is our balance low here. This is our balance high. Right? We're in a we're in a 3-day balance. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it a 3-day balance. So as you can see, we're battling that 20-day moving average here. Above that, we have the 40 and the 50, I believe. Right? Yeah, 50 moving average is up here, below 4,000. So if we get above here, above the 20 and find some acceptance, we're going to go visit that 40 at 38.57 and then the 50 at some point. That also means in the weekly time frame, if we take out, because the weekly still trend down, right? The weekly still trending down. But if we take out last week's high, the weekly goes up. Or not, the weekly goes to balance. So then we'll be in a 3-week balance at 38.20, 38.20, and then 35.02 will be the balance low. That'll be the balance high. The weekly goes to balance. And the last thing the bulls want to do is take out the previous month's high way up here to put the monthly into a balance because the monthly is still down. So the monthly's down, the weekly is still trend down, and then the daily is in a balance, right? We're in a balance on the daily. So next step, take the daily out of balance. We get that weekly high. We put the weekly into balance. Then you want to get the weekly out of balance to go get the monthly high, and then get the monthly out of balance to go and test the 200-day moving average up here. So a lot could happen, especially going into the end of the fourth quarter. Um, Earnings and everything, you never know. Things can get wild. The market may have put in a temporary bottom. Who knows? If earnings come out and they're absolute shit, then you can see this series of lower highs and lower lows continue. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you watching. If you could, just hit a like. If you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe. If anything, uh, comment below and let me know what I can do better as far as demonstrating and explaining. If you'd like to see anything else, holler at me and let me know. Um, Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll catch you on the next one.